I'm Callus. Welcome to the channel, and this is a continuation of the game Green Hell. I have been playing a little bit on the side without recording because this game has its difficulties that I felt I needed to learn more about the game before I tried to, really make videos of it. And that took a few days. The game's not huge just yet, but it is still early access. I mean, it only just got released in late August. So what I want to do is continue with, before we continue with the survival, I want to show it does have some challenges. There are 4 challenges. One of them is campfire. It says find a campfire and light it up before the plane arrives. And you start from 10:30 a.m. January 1st, and your challenge ends at 10:30 a.m. January 4th. That is for the campfire. Now it says find a campfire. I assume that means I haven't done any of these yet. I assume that means there's one already placed in game and that you have to locate a specific one, not just build your own. This one is find and build a raft. Find and build. Get resources to survive journey. Alright. Mighty camp. Now see, in the survival mode I've been playing, I have not discovered how to build a raft yet, but in this game there are many things that you cannot build until you have already located the same item so that you learn the blueprint. Now if the raft is in the survival mode, I haven't found it yet, but there's still many places in the survival mode that I have not found, that I know that I've found in previous attempts, that I don't know where those places are or how to get back to them yet. So I still don't have all the blueprints in the survival mode, but I do at this point feel like I have enough to get started. So that's the raft. This one is the mighty camp. Build mighty camp to survive in jungle. That one I think I'd be able to do because I feel like I've pretty much done that in survival mode. And we have hunter. Collect meat from different animals. I assume that would be a running list of items that you would have to collect. So we're going to go back. We're going to start with the survival mode first. And we're going to play on normal because you don't learn anything on easy. And we're going to overwrite this first one. The other two, the way I typically play games is when I go to record, I will alternate overwrites. In case I have a bad overwrite, I can fall back to the other one and it doesn't set me all the way back to the beginning. So when the game loads up, this is, I don't know if I want to call it the most difficult survival game I've played, but it's up there. I know there's still plenty of places in the map that I have not discovered yet. There's got to be. So when you start survival mode, it's going to go through the storyline.
I'm here.
Which we've already done in the previous episode. So press the escape button and we can skip tutorial. And it'll take us right into survival mode. I'm very excited to see where the developers take this game, because there's so much that they could do. It says story mode, you have completed a tutorial, which is part of the story mode that will be available in the full release. As this game is still in development, it features only a part of the Green Hell experience. Creepy Jar team hopes you enjoyed the game. Feel free to leave a comment on the Steam forum. Press space to continue in survival mode. So let's press space. And here we are. Now there are a few initial blueprints that it will start you out with. N button to bring up your notebook, and you can see everything new will be highlighted in red. So it looks like your tools is the first tab here. You switch pages to get a full listing in each tab. Next one is plants. We have discovered no plants yet. Medical tells you about your macro. You can, I guess we can't do it with notebook up. You press your watch button and what it does is, let's get out of notebook. F to bring up your watch. The red is your proteins, yellow is carbohydrates, blue is fluids, and green is fats. Which I think they should change the icon for fats, because that looks like 3 drops of water to me, indicating that it should be fluid. Back to the macro elements. It explains right here, you know, nuts are the best source of fats, fruits are the best source of carbs, meat is the best source of proteins, and always drink safe or boiled water. Drinking unsafe water may lead to parasitic infections. There is sanity in the game, and I've got to experience a little bit of this firsthand, and it is very interesting. After later in this playthrough, what I may do is force myself into some unsanitary health conditions just to show off a little bit of that. Known treatment: consuming an item with a natural anti-stress component increases sanity. So this is your skills, part of your skills tab. You see out of 100 points what you can increase. There's two different structure tabs. This one is more your shelter type buildings, and these allow you to save the game as well as sleep. There are these stands for storing excess materials. Back to the other structure, you have frames, which is more modular, where you can put walls on, a shed roof, which I'd like to see where you could close these sheds off with walls as well, but currently you cannot. Different roof materials, and I'd also like to see a roof for the shed, which currently there is not. I would also like to see being able to use plants, leaves, and such to fill in the wall. I could see where weather would have a big impact on the game, and say you enclosed or you built all these structures that would be less protective against weather elements unless they were fully enclosed in leaves. So here is your fire tab, and your water tab, which there are no entries yet, and your traps tab. You start off with knowing a stone trap, which I've never built, and that's everything in the tab, or in the notebook. So Q to quit. This right here, you find these plants, and a lot of them have medicinal properties. Tab to bring up your backpack. As you can see, we're completely empty. We have nothing but a walkie-talkie, which in this game doesn't work. Here's another plant right here. This plant with the yellow flowers, Molinaria, I believe they call it. You turn these into bandages, which then you can add certain, but not all, other flowers or parts of flower to give them different healing properties. So what we're going to do, what we need to do first is find sticks, stones, ropes and such, and ropes you can find on these large trees. Let me rephrase that. They're not rope yet, but they become rope when you take them. Which rope, I think, might be overstating it a bit. Maybe they should change that name to lashing. So we already have enough. We can base a basic axe. So whatever you want to use, you right click on the item, it brings the drop down, and you go to craft. And which tab is it? Did we not pick up a stone yet? I don't think we can build. Oh, we can build a hand drill with one small stick, one regular stick. I guess we can't. We don't have a stone yet. I thought I picked up a stone, but we will pick up a ton more sticks. And in the beginning, that's really what you're looking for: sticks and stones. You make your tools with that, and ropes. You can bring up your watch and use a scroll wheel to see the time and date, and your compass. I can see blue tarp in front of us. I'm going to grab a few more vines to make the lashings, or ropes as they call them. There is, throughout the map, for the most part, you can find an old road like this, and they're pretty good to follow. They always lead places. This particular area doesn't have anything that we can loot, but I think it's more as a marker that there may be something important in the area. So let's look around. Plenty of animals that you can hunt. Mushrooms. Oh, rattlesnakes, they will mess you up. Luckily, if you get too close to things, they often give you a warning, which closer you get to whatever the item is, or whatever the thing is, it's warning you, gets louder. The audio is, there we go, big stone, so we can either pick it up, but if you're carrying things in your hands like this, you cannot pick anything else up. So Q to drop that. What we want to do is just harvest it. That will give us 3 stones. So now we can open our backpack. Oh, nope, that's fire drill. We don't want to do that yet. We have 2 of these we want to craft. And craft again. 2 of these gives you a stone blade. Now you can use a stone blade for, well, as a knife for cutting things up. Well, what we want to do is throw in a stick, a rope, and the stone blade to make an axe. Now we can use this axe, pick up that stick. Want to find these really thin trees. And you chop them down, and you want a long stick. Again, in this particular carry functionality, you cannot pick anything else up other than maybe a couple more of those. So we want to expand, we want to craft, and as it is, I can make a weak spear, or possibly add more to it. And in this case, it will be 1 small stick plus another small stick and a rope, and you get a 4-pronged spear. Let's craft that. Grab these sticks, and remember that rattlesnake? So it says hold the left mouse button to aim. And oh, we gotta make a blade again, so I gotta find more rocks already. More stones. Sometimes you can find the big rocks laying around, sometimes it's just little stones. And sometimes it might take a little bit to find those. Coconut, we'll come back to you. Walk up this log. We'll come back to this fallen Jeep here in just a moment. Apparently, I'm just looking for another stone. Might help to get off the road because, you know, nobody keeps big boulders and such in the middle of the road. Palm leaf doesn't do us any good yet. Sticks. You can carry up to 10 of each size stick. Fruit. We'll take the fruit. There will always be 3 on these plants. Bring up in. Now see, we've added things like 4-pronged spear is 1. The axe is 1. And the stone blade is 1. We now have unknown fruit in our notebook. The effects, this icon is for the effect of eating it. This squarish shape, it says non-A, but this represents a bandage, and this would represent a bowl of water. So You can add the unknown fruit to a bowl of water, but it has no effect for a bandage. Hey, we found a bird's nest. We'll take that for fire tinder. Boy, can't find a rock when you need one. Lots of hunting animals in the game, as it should be. This is a survival game, and if you were stuck anywhere out in the wild, you would need to provide food for yourself. There's a stone, finally. So let's harvest that. Get us another stone blade going. Tab to open up that, and see, every time you craft new items or pick up new items, it will put icons on the respective pages of your backpack. We want to craft, add a second one, make a stone blade. Let's go back and harvest that snake now that we have the means. Of course, there was one 5 feet away from me, and that snake is gone. Was that the right spot? I feel like it was. It looks like it was. Yeah. Alright, well, there's all kinds of things in the game that hiss at you. So we lost the snake, but we can grab the coconut. Use your axe, smash it once, makes it a coconut with water clean, drop it down. You drink that. So you've drank, you get 15 hydration, then you can harvest that. And what that does, you'll see in your food section, gives you 2 halves of the coconut. Let's use our watch, see what our nutrition looks like. It's not bad. So we want to go get our spear at the ready. I want to go check out this Jeep. It took me a long time to actually find this Jeep in my practice, because at the Jeep you have snacks, candy bar, painkillers, and I believe this is a Biden. I'm not sure on the pronunciation, but that is basically, it's a canteen, and candy bars for, okay, painkillers. I don't want to use those just yet. I would rather save them for when I actually need them to show off what they do. And I guess we'll just follow this creek bed for a bit. It says here that we're full on the large stick. Well, it's regular stick. Seems that our creek bed has run out on us. The game does have encumbrance. See right here, we are currently carrying 18.6 out of 50 pounds. So you do want to be mindful of how many heavy objects you are picking up. The jungle is dotted with trails here and there, but they often will just disappear. That stick we can't use, we're already full on those. There's a trail. Let's go this way. There are wild cats, big cats in the game. I have died from jaguar as well as puma, or mountain lion, however, whichever you prefer to call them. Oh crap, there's one. Run the other way. Oh, you're gonna die already. You're not gonna die already. Alright, well, we will if we can't find a Molinera plant to bandage up. I seem to recall... You guys don't scare me like that. think we had one up here, closer to where we started, which may take us a bit to get back to. We might need this. The items, if you have the space, will auto pick up and put into your inventory, your backpack. As it is, we're bleeding out. You hold the C button and click the inspect for being able to inspect your body. As you can see there, we got a big old slash on our leg. C to get out of there. We need to find a plant with yellow leaves so we can make a bandage. And it looks like it's already getting dark. Probably have our defense at the ready. We're looking for yellow leaves. Pick up the maggots just in case our wound gets infected, because that is the thing. There it is. See if we can get this done before we die. Alright, so now we have those. Let's go into craft. We might not make it. Craft. C to inspect our body. It was this leg, wasn't it? And nope. We gonna die because I crafted the wrong bandage. Just like that, folks. That's how quickly it can happen. So let's try that again. Reload. Which should be starting us over completely, because we haven't saved, and the only way to save is at a shelter. So we're back to the beginning, searching for the basic needs: sticks, stones. Cats do a little worse than break our bones. I don't believe there are broken bones in the game. I have taken fall damage, and it gives you a scratch and abrasion type thing. I've never found clean water in the game. Oh, I didn't want to pick that up. I want to harvest that. So let's get to that right away. We want to craft, make stone blade. Then we'll go back here, craft, add that, make a second stone blade. One of these will go towards an axe as soon as we gather some rope. Right here on the large trees. Only takes one. Let's get that going immediately. Craft, go to the right tab, sticks, rope, craft again. This I'm going to put up there. I like you and number 1 because that's what I'm used to, and it's important to keep up the muscle memory type part of the game. This plant, I don't remember exactly what it does. I'm not super familiar with it. I thought I saw a small stick here somewhere. Must have been that. I may likely probably throw that plant out. Skid, compass bearings. I don't. Do we need to carry more stones? Yeah, we need to have some backups, because your tools and such do have durability. They will wear out and break on you, and of course you need to have more of the ingredients to be able to craft it. So we found a little bit of a clearing. Ah, this palm tree right here with the red top. You chop it down, and it provides you with a heart of palm, which is huge for your carbohydrates. Which we're still sitting pretty good, so I'm not going to eat this just yet. We need spear items. As well as we also need to be mindful of what we're stepping on. There are scorpions, spiders, snakes, puma, jaguar, natives. There's a narrow tree that I wanted, but I think it's going to get that bush first. Yep.
Oh no.
Oh, there went our axe.
You're kidding me.
Already. So, craft a new one. Oh, whoops. I forgot to make it into a stone blade first. Craft. Now we'll go back to here. One stick, one rope. Craft that. The more you craft and use items, the better your durability of that item gets. So we want the long stick. Actually, I didn't have to pick that up to craft with it. Do we have small sticks here as well? I'm going to grab those because we're a little light on those anyway. So, okay, back to our long stick. Drop that down to craft. Do we have the rope? I guess we'll find out. We do have a rope, 2 small sticks, gives us a 4-pronged spear. There are bamboo in the game, and you can build a bamboo spear, which I'm a fan of. It seems to have a longer reach, which yeah, I feel like is pretty important when you get to things like the snakes and such. I was so very surprised actually I got that puma chased off as quickly as it did. Maybe that is the sound of that damn spider right there. You see it? That's the problem with these short edge spears. You have to get way too close. And I don't know why throwing. Oops. Maybe it helps if I switch to the right mouse mode. Hold to aim. Oh, come on, stop that. You're supposed to be able to throw the spear somewhere. But, I don't know. I can't, for whatever the life of me, get it to work. So, you know what? We don't have to mess with that spider. I'm just going to leave him. Like, most survival games, you can just typically leave the area with whatever problem you're having. Usually. There's a road, so let's follow that. This plant right here, we want this. This may be the tobacco plant, it may not be. It is the tobacco plant, so we definitely wanted that. You know what? This looks familiar. Let's go back here. Is that Jeep up this way? There's that tarp. Where was that Jeep? Is that downriver more? I believe it was downriver more. Let's go check. The game will freak you out. You're always hearing noises. You don't know what they are. There's that Jeep. We were right next to it. We want to grab these items because it is difficult enough to stay alive in the game early on. So you can get established, which of course, see, like that just scared me, that thing dropping in the water. Grab these fruits. Do we have room for that? We'll have room even if we have to make room, because we're carrying around those red flowers that I believe are less important. Let's actually go back up here and follow this road. Let's see where it leads us. The thing we need to think about is, it's noon. We need to think about getting a base set up so we can save before the end of the day. And see things hissing at me and stuff. Oftentimes location kind of matters. I wonder if we could build right here in the middle of the road. Let's bring up our notebook. Can we build? I prefer these modular structures. We cannot build right here in the middle of the road. Q to cancel that, so we'll keep looking. I prefer the modular structures myself. However, in a pinch, you can use, like say the small, what do they call it? The hut shelter. So let's keep following the road. You want to be extremely careful when you're running, because you will just blunder into, well, a puma, for example. Or natives. And we are far from strong enough to be able to manage natives just yet, so we're going to deviate, try and work our way around him without getting lost. So compass will be your friend. And here actually we sounds like he's over there. We met back up with the road. See if we can go around him. He's getting quieter, so we must be Yep, there. I think that's him right behind my I don't really call it a cursor, but at the moment the word escapes me. The marker. These roads typically will lead you somewhere useful. Don't know how I am on stones. I have 2. No, that's tobacco leaves. I have 5. Okay, we really don't need to be picking up more than that. So where's the road leading us anywhere here yet? You can also follow rivers. But for the time being, I think I'm going to follow the road. I've also got to figure out why. Oh, there I threw it. Okay, I see how it works now. I was aiming first when apparently I shouldn't have been. So, middle mouse button will throw. Let's see if I hold it to aim. Yes. Okay, that's how it works. You wouldn't believe that. It took me over a week to figure that out. Of course, I also had my mouse set to a different color, which represents a different game. We can. Yeah, they have to let them get awfully close to it. Of course, you're not too close because we are full. So let's open this, harvest this fish here, Can we move that down to maybe get some better space here? Or you can just harvest right from the ground, which is what we're going to do in this case. Now that puts all your food items, and they do stack to a point, in your food tab. Alright, this sounds like a waterfall that we're not going to attempt to jump down, so it looked like this cleared off fairly decent this way. Let's go this direction. Yes, we want this Molinaro plant. Nice to be able to have your bandages made up ahead of time. As you saw previously, we didn't even have time to get them made properly, and of course I made the wrong one right off the bat. Just a clean bandage by itself probably would have been enough, but there are benefits of craft, of adding these other items to your bandages, and we'll do that right now. We'll make one tobacco dressing craft and one lily dressing, which will actually also help free up. I'm going to leave that one plain for now. Free up some space in our inventory. Unknown herb. Grab these fruits. Get our spear going again. Did we? No, we still haven't. Still good on sticks. Looks like we've caught back up to the road. In this game it starts getting dark pretty early, and it's already after 3 p.m. Damn snake.
Fuck off me!
Where is he? There he is. Alright, so let's just, now that we're already there, take our spear back. We need medical attention. So C to inspect yourself. Find out where we're bit. My suspicion is right there. And we'll go with a tobacco dressing. I couldn't say just yet which one is more helpful or not. I suppose by rights I should have looked in the book first. Anti-venom tobacco. Okay, so we did at least choose the right one. Let's harvest that guy for the meat. That is proteins. And the icons, you can see we're poisoned. And we have a fever. So if I could find, do we have any? Let's oh. What happens if we harvest the tobacco leaf? I think that just gives us fire making stuff. It does.
Thirsty.
Yeah, I know you're thirsty. These unknown fruits do give some hydration. And I hear a cat. Time to move. And now we have leeches. Inspect yourself. It's best to do it with the backpack open because it'll highlight these items.
Yeah.
And you click on them. See to close all that. Is this our road? No, but it is coconut. And we're getting tired. At least our poison has dissipated. Harvest that coconut. We need to get moving. I need to find a place to either make shelter or find a pre-existing camp. And there are a few. This right here doesn't look like that bot of a location, does it? Bring up the N, the notebook. I prefer these. Yeah, see, we appear to have plenty of room for building. Plop that down there. Now we've got only a couple hours to get a lot done, and of course I chose an area with not many usable trees. The rain will constantly put out your fires. which is why I prefer this type of structure, because you build your campfire underneath it. We are about to pass out. Is there anything we can do about that? Probably not. So we're probably going to pass out before we can even get our shelter built, because of, I think it's due to this fever. I'm afraid that has dirty water in it, which is why I'm not wanting to drink that. And we're passed out. Well, folks, that is an introduction to Green Hell survival mode. And of course, when we wake up, now we have leeches on us. Oh, worse yet, we have worms. Let us... Oh, no, we don't even have...
God, I'm thirsty.
Yeah, we go. For worms, you drag your fish bone over. What that does, it digs out the worm. Can we use a little dressing on that? We can. And thankfully, it looks like that was the only problem, the only worm site we had. But I'm going to call this an episode here, folks. And I thank you for coming. Hope you come back to watch the next one. We're going to try and get this set up. Looks like I'll be working through the night, but it's going to be awfully difficult because I'm constantly going to be passing out until I get a bed made. So, hope to see you again on the next one, folks. You all have a good night. I'm going to drop down. Do we even have a bed? Do that leaf bed right there before I pass out. No, I'm about to pass out. Night all.